welcome back in. We just had game number 2 with Vandal City versus Freljord. Vandal City up 2-0 in the series. Yep. Did we learn anything after game number 2 that we didn't know in game number 1?
That we didn't know in game number 1? CGYM is him?
Yep.
Like hashtag milk? I feel like that's my takeaway. Standout performance in both games in the Scion, and I think it needs to be banned away.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think he's just too comfortable. And Lightshow has had good matchups in the CGYM throughout the season.
Yeah.
But here tonight in this series, there's something different. It might just be the champion, but it also might just be the player behind the champion. CGYM having a great evening.
He definitely is. He's finding a lot of pressure on the side lanes. He's absorbing and then getting away in a lot of those situations as well. And so we are ready on broadcast to get back into the games, and we can bring you Game 3. Freljord Frost are back onto blue side, and their backs are against the wall.
Yeah, and Freljord selecting blue side for a third game in a row. What is there a big change in their approach? I feel like they're kind of getting what they're wanting, but then the games just aren't going their way. And yeah. I guess the analysis is that switching to red side and getting a guaranteed counter pick wouldn't give them enough of a boost here. So
I think it's clear they had a lot of preparation for blue side. They feel good about it, and here the Scion ban comes out, so we're going to see how things adjust. Malzahar was in Game 1 banned, and then they switched to Malphite for Game 2, so it looks like we're going to see Malphite carried over. Sorry, we can get into the draft. But nothing too much to see. Cassante, we've seen Cassante a constant ban presence, and they're finding success with locking Lightshow out of these champions. The Gwen, the Cassante taken away, and now we're going to see a different look to top lane, the Scion taken out of the pool.
Yeah, but this feels very reactionary from Freljord. So whatever draft prep they had that we got to see in their first couple games, it's now definitely in a space where they've completely abandoned the pick ban that they had going into it. So this is the mid-series adaptation that you're getting out of it. And honestly, one of the things that I know, again, I keep saying this, but I really feel it's true. Mid-series adaptation is why I don't like Fearless. You don't get to see these cool draft changes. And so we're going to see...
Because they're just not available, and you have to go to something else. We'll see a different matchup, but we don't get to see the subtleties of like how you decide to answer things and just make small adjustments.
And so this is our...
And one thing I want to point out, Smolder up and not selected here. So neither team is taking the Smolder pick this time around. Jinx and Xayah will be the answers.
Ooh, Mumu is a takeaway.
So imagine this is going to Chestnut. What will we see be the support answer? Or will we see a mid or top lane picked away here? I imagine we'll see jungle and support. We probably will see that on the opposite side.
It feels like Bassoon has played his best 2 champions, and I don't think that they were the reason why they lost their game. So I don't want him to lose confidence. Well. I like going back to the Braum.
I think Braum is the move.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a Taric.
Oh,
I think
wow,
Braum
look at
is
this.
Really what we see. Clone
so early.
For the York.
This is early in the draft. York has been getting banned out in the second phase of bans, and instead here they're going to pick it on blue 3, which will leave an R3 counter pick and then double ban. So they can double counter now that York has been picked this early.
It's true. That's why I was talking about picking the jungle, but they want to keep their options open for TQ Kid. Lily has been banned away, but TQ Kid has been finding success. He's been in the right areas at the right times, and the Vladimir locked in.
Jinx Vlad very scaling. I worry about their early and mid-game skirmishing, and that's what they do really well. So I want to see them continue to do that well, but with Vlad and Jinx, I kind of worry about that. This is a teamfight comp.
Where's this Vlad going to go as well? Is this the CGYM Vlad again?
I'm assuming it's top. I would rather see CGYM play it than Whisper, if I'm being honest. So
I would, but it does feel like they've definitely chosen for 2 scaling top and bots, and they're not going to be the strongest in the land. Mordekai's are taken away, trying to make sure Vladimir doesn't have to deal with that matchup.
They need another tank.
Know pretty well that York is going to be going mid for Clone.
They need another tank, so do they feel comfortable playing a tank into Yorick? I wouldn't. And do they feel comfortable playing a tank jungler? We haven't seen our sexy... And they ban out 2 more carry junglers. So Amumu might be the only tank for this teamfight comp. And yeah, I start to get a little skeptical when that is the discussion.
I would say Silas
Wukong here, another good...
Wukong.
Nice skirmishing, but
bruiser.
Scales and gets very strong this patch. So they are going through they're assuming this is going to be another long game.
Collie hover, but no, it looks like it'll be Ornn, at least for now.
I think Ornn, Yorick, Xayah is 3 great answers into Jinx Vlad. So I don't mind this, actually. The one thing is Vladimir is going to have... Ornn just doesn't itemize super well into AP. Yeah. So Vlad is going to have nice itemization in this lane. And CGYM has already had 2 great games, so now he's getting a matchup that he can itemize pretty much perfectly into. So Light Show, again, probably going to get weak sided.
TQ, so this would put the AP carry TQ kit on one of his
really spicy.
Evelyn in the LCC. Backs against the wall.
That's awesome.
TQ kit pulls out the Evelyn.
Oh, that's
first time.
So yeah, for sure, first time.
Yeah, this is a stage first for the LCC, and the answer to the mid lane for Whisper.
That's awesome.
Into Clone. My personal answer to this is Brand. But I wonder what we will see come out. Perhaps a Lux. Go for. But I think a Galio would do them well. And the Malzahar hover, so just will come through safety. Just Malzahar.
Yep. Alright, so I wanted a tank here for...
I think Galio would go hard, but Whisper, I think, much more comfortable on Malzahar. We saw it hovered, we've seen it banned, and now going to have the pick, go for the Nether Grasp. And Clone's going to have the prio in this lane at all times until Malzahar can really get a lost chapter.
So just like in game 1, I like the team comp for Freljord more, but the ease of execution is on the side of Vandal City. They've got Amumu Bandage Toss and Wukong Cyclone, and then the Malzahar Nether Grasp, and you just go at whoever those targets go onto. So
for Freljord Frost, you're looking at side lanes and you're looking to spread people out, so you can try to have Clone push down with rules, and you can get TQ Kit to find some openings.
Yep. Clone, the Yorick pick is niche. Last time he played it was week 10 into Bilgewater. Probably had statistically his worst game of his LCC career. So what an incredible game we were about to witness. Good shout out from Maya. We're going to get the prediction going in chat, so let us know who you think is going to win our game number 3. We just cashed in the one from our last one, so you should be rolling in it now, as we've got Freljord Frost on the blue side taking on the Vandal City Buckaroos. Gamba is now open, so go ahead and take a look. But this is match point for Freljord.
The underdogs, BCB, punching above their weight class at the moment.
There were some rumblings of a 3-0, and I think nobody thought it would be 2-0 this way.
No, definitely not quite like this.
So the upset is on here. Vandal City excited, trying to find a way.
I put my prediction down on BCB, but I did call for a 3-2, so we get the best of 5 series. I suppose we could take a 3-0 on the day. My shameless, I own the Bucks, and so I'm going to support them. You're going to have to deal with it. The Bucks are my team.
I would love to see them. I mean, I want to see Freljord bounce back here, right? We want to see a series. If you want to see a series, let me know in chat.
The score is 2-0, but it has been a
guys
series. These games have been so back and forth. It's been a blast. Glad to have everybody along with us as we're getting into what could be our 3rd and final match of the night. But Freljord Frost are looking to bring you a reverse sweep, bring you a full suite of games.
Yeah. Where are the Whalers? There's only 3K channel points down in the chat.
There it is.
There's a big one. Somebody threw some points in. Let's get it down. This is playoffs, man. This is the semifinals. Match number 3. We're about to take on... Well, we got this. We just got 2 more series after this.
Spectator delay counts down.
We run an ad, I guess. I didn't think to do that.
Wow.
Oh,
Can't.
can't.
Schwelp.
Right.
Give it a go. What are you looking for as we load into the game? Which lane are we keeping eyes on? I think Malzahar Yorick is really
Gotta watch where the Evelyn goes.
Yeah.
So it's LCC first time Evelyn, right?
LCC first time Evelyn. Watch where she shows
She's
up.
an assassin, and so it's assassin gameplay. You get ahead, you win. You get behind. Really hard to be useful at all.
You can have the same thing on Wukong as well, where if you get behind and suddenly you're just not dealing quite enough and they keep getting away from you.
Lost all my points going all in on Frost on week 10.
The people's voice says BCB. We saw the
the belief
leaning one direction in game 1, being even in game 2, and now for game 3, BCB have the people's belief. We are loading onto the Rift. I'm excited. TJL Sun saying we're going to get a game 4. BCB are not going to close it out in 3.
We are on the Rift for game number 3. Freljord, this is match point. Bandle City up 2-0 in our series here. And the side of the Frost, they need to find an answer back here in game number 3 or go home. It's win or go home. So we'll turn it up.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, I felt like sounds were a little quiet. 15 stream streak from Kalka.
Wanting a reverse sweep in the chat. Alright, so nice little early ward down from Whisper. We'll spot if it's a Raptor start, but we have the Omnivision, and we can see it's not going to be a Raptor start. It's going to be a blue buff start.
Yep, Carly and Bassoon, I like this. Looking for the level 1. Brahms level 1 is killer with the Frostbite passive. Going to be stacking up those marks and finding himself a free stun. But at the end of the day, everybody's going to start out nice and quiet. Evelyn's starting on her blue side, and our Sexy starting on his blue side.
So Carly and Bassoon walking up, dominating these early level 1s so far after game 1. So really trying to exert the pressure. Bandage toss down onto Carly and Ignite down onto both Carly and Chestnut. So big trades will go out. It looked like pretty even trades, but Chestnut being the support has an extra potion, so we'll be able to regen a little bit more health. So I think it's always positive when you're support and you can get the early Ignite baited out onto you and obviously still live.
Yep. CGYM finding success for himself on the top side again on the Vladimir. Early indications of comfort on this pick. We've seen him lock it in before, and that game worked out for them. So, where will our junglers show up? Vision now onto TQ.
Root here is going to be flash out from Hope. So, is a flashing from Bassoon, trying to take advantage of that play, and they do get the flash out from Hope as a result. No first blood, though. But yeah, definitely Freljord with the aggressive plays forward, looking to try and take this game into their own hands. It hasn't worked out for Freljord so far by letting it scale and try to get into the late game. So trying to win it here in lane, and a nice early box down from Clone will force the flash out, and Whisper has to escape with his life there.
Yep, level 3 pressure coming in from the melee laner, and it's going to feel great for Clone to get that flash out so early on. Now the pressure is on for Whisper to make sure it doesn't happen twice.
Nice early flash, though, did mitigate too much damage going down, so still above half HP, able to at least stay in lane. But look at all these ghouls going to fly in onto Whisper. Just the one did, I guess.
Everything else starting a little too far away to make the leap of destiny onto the mid laners. CGYM keeping his lane shoved up, our Sexy matching him on the top side, but we'll see both of our junglers happily clearing their own sectors in reverse, and now going to go for a reset.
Yeah, but attention here from TQ, as he will kind of hover bot side, but the push in from Bassoon and Carly means this is a very difficult lane to gank, so we'll get a reset of his own, but our Sexy now will be about 10 to 15 seconds ahead on tempo just because of that delayed reset from TQ. So something to look at if you're in a spiraling aspiring jungler out there.
Yeah,
watching
no
the
vision,
LCC.
so there's no knowledge for BCB
Look at this.
that that's the case. And here's
Finds
the second
Whisper,
cage.
no flash on this one. Will find Ignite going down, flash in, a little bit more damage. Is it enough? It's going to be first blood. Solo, Bolo in the mid lane as Clone finds one for the Frost.
Our Sexy making his presence known on the bot side, but not going to have any kills come out of it. Huge pickup from Clone. Will invest his Ignite and Flash for the pickup. But we see the fruits of his labor is burning that Flash earlier, now picking up the first blood on the Whisper.
Clearly very comfortable in the lane phase, but just, yeah, Whisper unfortunately caught out by that box. Both box, the first one forcing the flash and that second one. He knew that if he got caught, he was going to go down, and Clone committing everything after that. The flash, the ignite, and just enough to kill him under tower.
Yep, we've seen Clone have astounding games with the Yorick mid, and we've seen a little bit of struggle in other ones, but here he comes out again with the first blood, and he's got to be feeling comfortable as Maiden goes down on the Whisper. Not going to be able to find the follow-up for the slow. Whisper still fighting for his level 6 to get that nether.
Nice pull from CGYM. Will avoid that knockup. So you can see the way that both of them, they actually both have W's that are going to negate CC. So kind of an interesting matchup there. A little bit sword and shield, the way that they play that.
Immediate Grievous Wounds pickup from Lightshow, not even having a reset to pick it up. It's kind of fun. So making sure he does not have to rely on auto attacks.
But ultimate is going to come out. Call of Forge got down, and there's the pool. Nicely timed from CGYM. Will escape that damage and crowd control. Meanwhile, the rest of his team, Freljord, turn 4 the attention onto this early dragon, and this surely is the earliest dragon that we've seen so far this series. 5.5 minutes in, dragon already taken down for the Frost.
Yeah, picking it up on spawn, of course, Maiden is a huge help for that, and any ghouls that Yorick is able to ferry over, and they pick it up with 0 contest. Whisper is able to push in, Hope and Chestnut push in and find a reset. But it's a great pickup from Freljord Frost to start out Game 3.
All right. All of that, so much going on, and yet it's only 1-0.
Yeah, 6 minutes into the game, and it feels like we've been talking for every bit of it. There are grubs spawning at minute 50, 4 minutes on our dragon. CGYM picking up his ultimate as Lightshow went to try to finish him earlier before he was able to get it, but keeping his CS consistently high. And so even though there's been so much pressure down across the board, it's still dead even. Truly, we look up top, and it's 10.4 to 10.1, and the only difference is that first blood.
Fasoon now forward in onto Hope. Will land the concussive blows as Hope is brought low. The root coming through, and a kill in the 2v2. What a beautiful outplay for the Frost bot lane. Flash out from Chestnut as Bandle City have been routed in the lane phase. Meanwhile, topside, it's a solo Bolo for CGYM as TQ shows up to try and cover, but they find one in return. Bot side, you turn your attention again, and Carly drops. So it's kills in top, kills in bot, and at the end of the day, both top laners die, both carries die, and we're essentially strike even.
It's a 2v2 across the map, and yeah, one kill goes over to each jungler, one to the top laner, one to the marksman, and I'm not sure who really comes out ahead and is super happy with that play. Both of the junglers are getting the gold that they need to be able to make their plays into this game. But I'm looking at Jinx, and I'm thinking, man, it'd be good to have some extra gold on my hyper carry.
Both of these carries with the early coal atomization, again, this is something we've seen Hope do all season long, but Carly adapting to the playstyle now here in Game 3, just choosing an early coal for himself.
Yep, just saying, I'm going to let the lane play itself, and we're going to get that coal. CGYM letting the wave come to him and playing for that sustain in the long matchup.
Yeah, Lightshow walking that one out, baiting that one out. I watched him, he let those 2 caster minions die, and I was kind of cringing inside, and then I saw the amount that CGYM healed off of it, and I then understood why he did that.
Yep, it's a lot. 225 HP on the transfusion. Our Sexy picking up these Kevins. And no indication that we're going to see a contest from Freljord Frost. We have TQ Kit on the bot side of the map, so perhaps we'll look for an Evelyn roam down to assist, but Chestnut and Hope are holding out at their tower. Chestnut's still hoping for that level 6, the only one on the map to not pick up his ultimate quite yet. And our Sexy picking up 2 Void Grubs and then being happy to move off and pick up the rest of his jungle without going for the finish.
Interesting choice there. That reminds me of last year when we would see all 6 Void Grubs come up, and you would see them kind of delayed a bit. So interesting choice here with the new version of the Void Grubs to just go for the 2. I think it's significantly weaker 2 compared to 3, and he was there and he had the pressure. TQ was bot side. Now just mid
Ward
reset.
placed down by Clone by the looks of it. So perhaps that was enough to dissuade him from the commit, not knowing where TQ Kid was, and they haven't seen him in quite a while. So taking 2 and then getting the safe back out off the play.
Everybody now has level 6, so the next team fight that we get will be ultimates on the cards and a couple flashes. Most flashes are up. It looks like the engage flash for Chestnut and our Sexy is down. Here's the dash in, the Nimbus Strike there, the Cyclone onto Light Show, and Light Show with the pillar, almost able to get 1 return back, but our Sexy well timed, and the Buckaroos pick up 1 top lane. That's 2 kills here for CGYM.
Yeah, nice play there. And CGYM was, we mentioned that Hope it would be nice to have some gold onto that hyper carry, but there's another one on the top side of the map, and CGYM has been performing like a hyper carry even on the Scion pick, providing so much value to his team. The Bucks have found an invaluable strength in the top side, and CGYM getting the help that perhaps he deserves.
Yeah, what a time to turn it on here in the semifinal. CGYM having the series of his life.
800 gold up at 10 minutes.
Looks like a top laner reborn in this matchup. Light Show has had a great season, but is really struggling here in this matchup tonight. So his team needs him to stabilize, needs him to find a way to turn this matchup around, and CGYM playing fantastic here for the Buckaroos.
Dragon up now. First dragon taken on spawn,
even in
practically. And both teams are looking at this one.
Whisper, no flash, does have the ultimate, so that Nether Grasp could be pretty important here. TQ is going to be engaged on.
No teleport available for
Wukong
CGYM as Hemoplague is
disengage.
coming back up, but he's
No
on the
ultimate.
other side of the map.
Wukong, no ultimate here. Use topside to get the kill. So with Cyclone on cooldown, I think that TQ and the rest of Frost will be able to just secure this, and that is the expense. That's the cost-benefit analysis, right? They used the ulti, they got the kill, they're getting all this topside pressure, but they really lose their ability to fight it out at dragons. So 2 dragons for Freljord.
2 dragons to Freljord, but I don't think this is the wrong choice. It's better than trying to, I think, try to force that 4v5. CGYM is actively getting plates and denying gold in the top side, and he is a win condition for your team. And so I appreciate taking the patience to wait for a later dragon play. We just have to make them see that. We have to see them make that later dragon play.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was in position if Freljord had, taken their time and kind of putzed around. He was in position to capitalize if they'd taken 15 more seconds, right? His ultimate would have come off cooldown. So still there, still made them make the play, and then Freljord.
Yep, level 10 now, so teleport is available for CGYM for future plays. But taking the double
Look at Bassoon walking in. Just confident here to walk in. And Chestnut so far back feels really uncomfortable.
Is here in the lane on Indus.
Oh, here's the Nethergrass down onto Clone, and they are going to commit. There's the Cyclone in, the flash follow from our Sexy. And not only do they kill Clone, they kill his Maiden instead, so he's now Maidenless. And Clone will drop here.
And our Sexy is
the target of another gank.
It's finding the Wukong start that you really hope for. He's picking up a couple of kills, his plays are working for himself, and he's keeping his farm high. TQ Kid has been walking around, we saw just in another invested time to the bot side looking for an opening. He still doesn't reveal that he's down there, so there is that tension. He is controlling the knowledge available to BCB, but he's unable to find the impact that he's hoping for so far.
Carly picking up his final stack of coal. Might be able to see a second item completion come through. Now up just under 1,000 gold in that lane down there. Even on farm, but yeah, that coal itemization coming through. And Hope one away from getting one of his own. Over 3 minutes to the next dragon. It's going to be a Hex Tech map. anything, other than the portals, anything really?
Watch out for the gates are really.
Oh, light show going in. It's called the Forge God. We were trying to have a conversation. They knew it. They had to interrupt us. It's the Proto Blast from CGYM Flash, and the consume is there, but TQ is there on the counter. Just, man, it would have been nice if he landed that charm a half second earlier.
Yeah, just a half second earlier, and I like the move from Light Show to try to set up for bait. It's clear that that was a planned gank where TQ Kit's saying, hey, go in for the fight, and it just doesn't work out. Light Show ends up giving over a kill, and CGYM finds a trade, even though it does cost the investment of both combat summoners.
Kind of interesting to watch how the Malzahar works into the Yorick, because that passive shield really just taken away with the ghouls really does nothing into the Yorick.
You will dodge the slow, and so you can walk away from the ghouls more easily, but in the end, they will still chase you down.
They leap to you anyways, right?
It's real annoying.
Yeah. All right, minute 30 seconds left here. There's no flash for either of these top laners. Teleport will be up, though, as a third dragon for Freljord. And I think if you're Freljord, you want to start to dragon stack, but CGYM and the Bucks up about 2,000 gold again here in game number 3. They are feeling great this game, and Bandle City, they're doing what they need to put themselves in the position to lead and carry this game.
Invested the proto belt.
There's the box.
Finds himself stuck in the cage.
You can turn invisible, but you can't get out of the box. Ignite down onto CGYM, and it's not enough healing as he finds a counter kill back as a solo bolo topside will be secured, and that is a huge momentum killer as Bandle City now on the back foot in top lane for the first time all series long.
I think he got a little too big for his britches, and Clone shows up for the first time this game, and they duke it out, and the Ignite cage, I think, really seals his fate. Well played from Clone to find the pickup.
Back out a bit here. Attention from Freljord is turned to the Herald, so they are going to try and use this advantage that they have topside now to turn it into a Herald. Maiden is coming with, but they will smite secured and begin to walk away. Chestnut really has been neutered this game. He found a lot of nice engages on the Shen and was always looking on the Rakan, but we haven't even seen that many bandage toss sent out from the Amumu in this game.
I gotta say, it would help if he buys boots. Please purchase boots, my dear Chestnut. He doesn't miss, but he did not hit. Dragon spawning now as Light Show looking for a trade with Whisper, and I think the key thing to keep an eye on here is Clone in the top side still. Has Maiden, no TP. CGYM has TP to be available to rotate over this fight, but the trade will be their top
Pings Dragon, look at the mini-map, alright? Pay attention to where our Sexy goes. It seems to be the name of the game for this team. Ultimate Call the Forge God is going to be used bot side. The disengage there from our Sexy, able to escape. Big damage here onto Light Show, but Light Show can back and teleport in. So what can they find? Chestnut now trying to frontline. Still has that Curse the Sad Mummy, but not used. And the Dragon is going to be pulled out by Bandle City. 2 down for Freljord. Freljord don't need to all in. They don't need to commit everything onto this Dragon, and they decide they will not. And so it is going to be first Dragon of the match secured for the Bucks, and along with a 700 gold lead.
Yeah, well played, patient, and Light Show is rotating over these fights. I think ever since they saw that Clone was able to win that 1v1 against CGYM, they're just going to keep Clone up there on the side.
Put him in the box.
CGYM stuck in the box after the teleport, and Clone has the Maiden dealing damage. There's another transfuse coming. The team is on the way. CGYM just needs to hold out. TQ Kid is also on the rotate over, but there will be a man down on the play.
Nice Q there. Let's see what TQ Kit can do. Our Sexy and Chestnut are both here. A flash out from Clone. A flash in from our Sexy. The bandage toss from Chestnut goes just wide. It turns out he's not made of gold. He is human. After all these years, after all these games.
I can't believe we finally saw him miss one. I gotta say, buy boots. That will help.
Alright, Whisper looking to continue to push down here bot lane as we turn our attention bot for a minute, but Whisper up 90 farm in this match after the change. Is up to 190 in this game, having a great game. Charm lands! And TQ Kit finds a kill. What a beautiful Evelyn play. A sneaky little assassin there. Finds a
Chestnut
kill
with the bandage
topside.
toss over the wall from Raptors. They're trying to finish this tower. They find it. Curse of the Sad Mummy will stun him up. Bassoon is trying to find a survival. He is low.
Hope
He will
flash
fall.
forward. The concussive blows will land onto Hope. The flash and beautiful Feather Storm from Carly will escape any further pursuit. But yeah, the
Just
traps.
in the nick of time.
It was the traps down from Hope that caught out Bassoon, and then unable to escape after the follow-up.
Tower does go down, so Freljord Frost going to be happy about that one. But Chestnut does find some success with the bandage toss, and TQ Kid with a great pickup solo on the top lane. As these towers start to fall in the side lanes and these things open up, we're going to see Wukong and Evelyn have more room to play with, and CGYM as well as Clone are going to be happy about these extended lanes.
This game is turning into a bit of a solo laner and jungler duel. Both of our ADs do have a kill, but they're continuing to scale, and so we see the AP or the AP solo laner of Vladimir paired with Wukong, and then we see the AP carry of Evelyn paired with Yorick as well. So it's kind of a heads-up 2v2 right now, as the rest of our teammates are just kind of scaling, right? Getting into the later game. The Jinx, the Xayah, the Ornn waiting to come online. Herald used bot here for Freljord. Do they commit much more? They are going to secure this tower, and there is 500 health left on this. So do they ride it into battle?
Teleport down from Light Show to show up for the action.
Here comes Clone. He is going to ride it in. He does get the secondary charge off, but they will not look for a big play off of the back of that. So 2 charges. I'll love to see 2 charges out of your Herald.
Love to see it. I'm so glad. I was watching the pillar from Ornn to try to make sure that Clone didn't drift it directly into it. Because God, it would have been unfortunate, but it would have been.
Oh, Hope snipes the Grump.
That is a quick little zap to pick up.
And they commit everything bot side, so they do get 2 charges off, but they're going to give up the top tower to CGYM, so they get some gold right back. And this is a 500 gold game. It is swinging back and forth. You don't want to peel your eyes because it could go either direction here.
It's been like every game this series so far. It's 2-0 on the scoreboard, but Freljord Frost have not been walked over. BCB have had to fight for every inch, and these games are like... We've said before that it's on a knife's edge, but this one feels like they're just both on top of a hill and they could fall off at any time.
The tension rising with every game as Freljord down 0-2 in the series. Our Sexy, could he be caught out? The winner's bite just missing. Here's the passive. Concussive blows will land onto Our Sexy. The ultimate out, or quite a bit of damage coming down, and Our Sexy kind of committing or just admitting defeat there, as he will be caught. Clone now looking for the play as well, boss side. So a massive play, and with jungler dead, what can they do? They decide not to go to Baron. Clone finds a solo kill. What an incredible hunt down as the ghouls.
And it feels like the lane assignment change is the life that Light Show needed to have breathed into him in this series so far. He's had so much more success on these side lanes, and Clone has been picking up kill after kill on a CGYM so far.
And this is a lesson that Freljord had to be taught earlier this season by Bilgewater. Bilgewater lane assignment macroed them so excellently in week number 5. If you think all the way back to that regular season game.
I can't remember that far back.
And so lesson learned, full circle completed here, and it couldn't come at a better time. They're down 0-2 in the playoffs. They need the win, and their lane assignments are helping them position for 1. Meanwhile, their third dragon is going to be their attention. Our Sexy does find a way in. He's committed. He's got it with the smite, but he flashed into the the Yorick box. So it meant that he was absolutely going to die. But
as long as
dragon secured,
as long as Freljord doesn't pick up a Baron here, I think that's fine.
But they should, right?
He runs in, picks up a free little smite. It's only 30 seconds on the board. They have to get over there and start taking this Baron now, or BCB is going to get back in time.
Okay, only 2.5 items here for most of the carries. So yeah, it is a slow Baron take, but Light Show already onto it. You can see they've decided they need to do this with no jungler. 10 seconds before Our Sexy will spawn. How will the Buckaroos handle this fight? CGYM trying to space it out. Nice chunk here from Light Show. The flash away will buy a lot of time. Already down to 5,000 HP as Freljord has control of the pit. What can Chestnut? What can Battle City do? The rocket in, down to 1,000 HP, but it's smite secured by TQ and the Frost.
And BCB will not find the late game Baron that we've seen from them in other series thus far. Freljord Frost find the pickup after the Dragon. The Dragon does go 2 for 2, so a bit of mirroring of game 1, but Freljord Frost are going to have to see how much they can pick up with this Baron. BCB moving out first on the tempo play and going to pick up a Dragon or a mid tower for themselves. I like the look. I like it not over-engaging to try to force a steal when you know your jungler is down. You don't have that smite. There is not really any other secure options for BCB except for the Super Mega Death Rocket, and we saw it come over the top and bring it to about 1,000 HP and then picked up by TQ Kid. So nice timing, nice attempt. But Freljord Frost, the onus is on them to get these lanes pushed in. Some resets coming through from BCB. But it looks like the attention will be on the bot side. TQ Kit pushing through and clearing some of his jungle. And it's going to take some time before he's able to bring his power to play on the power to bear on the play.
Sexy able to at least clear his jungle before it gets taken out there. So good job to pick up as much gold as he can. Is going to go mid and push this out. And you can see their attention is on trying to stay away from Freljord at the moment and just push out and get as much as you can. Chestnut walking in, looking like he's maybe trying to make a play onto Clone as they turn their attention here. A nice find there. I believe that was blind onto Chestnut. And they look at these ghoul. Look at this ghoul damage.
That's just silly.
Look at that. Look at that damage.
That's silly.
That was insane. But that's the support with only a Zeke's Herald completed, and the mid laner with 3 full items.
Nethergrasp out top side on TQ Kid. Will
trying to find the shutdown. And that Malefic Visions, that's a solo kill and a big shutdown onto the 3-0 jungler. And with their Baron, that will neuter their Baron power play a bit.
Yeah, tower still falling
Great
in the mid lane.
timing from
Clone pulling a bunch of pressure down to the bot side. Our Sexy wants to find this maiden, needs to find the kill. There we go. Bassoon is rotating over, but Freljord Frost are split on the play. They need to pull back. And BCB may have managed to hold this Baron, just giving up 2 towers.
What a play from Whisper to find TQ Kit. TQ Kit having an incredible game here on our first LCC Evelynn that we've ever seen, and yet the Nethergrasp right in onto the Assassin finds the 100-0 solo kill.
Yep, that's
and his first kill of the game. That's, I mean, what a time to do it, right?
That's when you're looking
up
for it. And it comes down to, I think, just that unfortunately TQ Kit revealed a bit too early, and then just gets one shot by Whisper. You're a squishy Evelynn, and you have to come out after some of those cooldowns are burned. And Whisper, great pickup on the play. Nethergrasp is available again. And this Baron is falling off for the Freljord Frost imminently. It's there, it's gone.
Yeah, and with Baron, they were unable to even crack the base. Not only did they not
2 towers go down, but yeah.
I mean, but that's first Baron, you know, and they couldn't crack the base. So their attention, it is going to kind of reset the game here. They're up 3k gold, but they didn't really open the game up.
It's only 24 minutes in, so I don't expect necessarily that you get all that much from a Baron, but it is a bit telling that unfortunately unable to break through and get some of these base towers.
Let's look at the ornaments here, because level 15 on the Ornn, we see completed ornaments, of course, onto himself, but also the Black Cleaver onto Yorick and the IE Masterwork now. And another Nethergrasp will come out. It's straight in onto TQ. Again, the ultimate from TQ just going wide, and they're going to commit the rest of the damage onto Whisper. Whisper will go down. TQ very low, dropped to a sliver of HP. Our Sexy trying to find a way in. The concussive blows, the double kill. What a find for Freljord. As a triple kill on the back of that, as Chestnut is caught out by Light Show, and a play that looked like it could have gone so bad. TQ lives it out, and they turn 3. Freljord with a great team fight.
Yep, I love that. It's that decisive move with Nethergrasp to just go in for the pick, but Whisper was unable to find the same success he had with the one-shot last time around. Dragon now going to be picked up by TQ Kid and the rest of Freljord Frost. CGYM caught in the cage, drops pool, but could be in a lot of trouble here as Ignite comes down. The Q to follow, and CGYM is trying to survive, but the Maiden and the burn is too much. He will fall the Clone yet again.
Another solo kill. 5-1 on the Yorick in this game. Absolutely his best game of the series so far. And Carly, after that triple kill, also up to 5-1. So really having great games. TQ Kid having a fantastic series. Finally being rewarded here in game number 3 for his great series the entire time.
TQ Kid very patient. We saw a lot of attempted plays, and then instead of trying for something and not having it work out, he will just stay in the shadows and keep the other team guessing where he could be showing up next. So it is huge numbers, 5 and 1 for both of the carries on the side of the Frost. And Carly and Clone are both well into the late game. 4 items onto both of them. 3 items onto Hope completed. 3 items onto Whisper. And that's where the pain is hitting deepest for this matchup. CGYM finding a lot of success, and then Light Show bringing a lot of life to the team through utility rather than through damage. And it's looking great for Freljord Frost at the moment.
So they've got Maiden down here pushing in the spot lane, but look at CGYM. Might get solo killed by Maiden. Absolutely insane how much damage that is doing on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Freljord will turn their attention, has a 5-stack straight in onto the Baron. Look at CGYM brought so low by this Maiden damage. It's absolutely insane. Chestnut in, lands across the entire team, and Hope with the Baron steal for the Bucks. But can they escape? Our Sexy trying to get away with his life, and a beautiful trap from Hope will mean one more. Oh, the tag from Bassoon takes down our Sexy, and it's 3 down as Maiden did in fact solo kill CGYM.
Unfortunately, that Maiden is cracked. Clone has so much damage, and the burn is just insane. CGYM trying to finish the Baron, or trying to finish that Maiden, so he's able to come out and help with the Baron. But it has to be dealt with, and now the reinforcements are here. Light Show is into the base. Freljord Frost are trying to close this one out and bring themselves to a game 4.
Yeah,
their backs are against the wall, and they want more. Best of 5 is still on the table. Freljord Frost pick up 2 inhibitors and look to reset.
So they did not get the Baron, which means that that rocket from Super Mega Death Rocket from Hope securing the Baron will mean that they continue to live on in this game.
I'm just learning that you can't go for late game Barons when BCB is still standing. They are going to find a steal at some point.
Yeah, what a find. Okay, resets coming in, 2 minutes on the Dragon Soul. Baron up onto Whisper and Hope, the 2 carries here. Or the 2, well, it's really a 4 carry comp, but 2 of the carries.
Yeah. Clone sitting at level 18 with the Ignite. He's on 6, 1, and 2. He is so strong. He wants to keep fighting and accelerating this game because he is only going to reach parity with these other members. Level 17 now for CGYM, and he finds another cage onto him.
Again. CGYM here, level 17, Vladimir, started off 3-0 and now really struggling in this matchup. Look at the damage that comes out. Our Sexy going to try and cover, but yeah, I mean, the analysis, I'm down 3 levels. There's nothing I can do.
They need Hope to come in and
Carly and Bassoon are here. Can they find... Oh, they land the stun. Look at the ghouls, the flash, the ultimate used. So Glacial Fissure will go just wide.
Not quite able to pick up another one, but still a kill down on the CGYM will leave them with a numbers advantage, even with TQ Kit on the reset, because of course BCB does not know where TQ Kit is on this Evelyn pick. And they will now start pushing down, and they want a 3rd inhib. They want a tutorial this one. They want to get those doubles and to make it an absolute onslaught. Clone with the Maiden, Clone with the ghouls, and the super minions running down the base. It's going to be so hard for BCB to hold this one. They've got Malzahar's wave clear. They've got the splash from the rockets. There's going to be a lot of gold being funneled into them if they can hold. But it's 17-7 on the scoreboard, and Freljord Frost are looking confident as they move to close this one out.
And Dragon's in 20 seconds, so they called for the reset here. There is no teleport on Clone in the top lane, so this York is going to have to find his own way down to this fight. And there is a teleport here for Whisper and for CGYM. Meanwhile, TQ and Bassoon running into our Sexy as the junglers meet once again.
Yep, our Sexy really early on the rotate over to this Dragon, trying to find a pick out, find some positioning, but unable to do so, found out by Bassoon.
So gone invisible, already into the pit, but is going to be found out by the team. Still 3,000 HP. That means that TQ and the Rocket almost going for another steal.
But that will be the Hextech Soul over to Freljord Frost. CGYM going to be blocked out by the pool, by the cage. He's burned down.
Can they find a way? It's a 2 versus 1.
So much damage.
Yeah, even in the 2v1, Clone able to threaten the kill. And it's just going to walk back in, but meanwhile, our Sexy not alive for this play. Whisper now caught out by the Call of the Forge God. Nice play there by Lightshow. Will pick up the mid laner, and Bassoon picks up the kill there. It's another down as Hope will drop, and the last one remaining is CGYM as he has to go to his fountain, to his base, and the Freljord Frost will push us at least to game number 4.
Jax, take a breath. It's a 33-minute slog, and in the end, we have another match to play.
Yeah, absolutely. We're guaranteed to go to a 4th. Freljord did great with that one, able to secure it out, but you've got to feel like they're starting to get into the swing of things, and it was all 3 games could have gone either way.
Definitely could have gone either way.
Vandal City looks great throughout the entire series so far, and Freljord finally come good with a Game 3 win, just when it mattered most. So it's still anybody's series. I mean, it very easily could be Vandal City picking up the win here in 4. It very easily could be Freljord pushing us to game number 5. So we don't know who's going to win, and I know you don't at home either. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Our game number 4 is up in just a handful of minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game number 4.
See ya.